Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. So we're live. Sorry about that. Just trying to set up things correctly. I'm new to streaming, so there's that to consider. Just checking if you guys can hear me. Sorry about that. Just trying to All right. So yeah, we're back here. The first stream was a little bit of a disaster, but that's all good, considering that it's the first time that I'm streaming a game, and yeah, it helps me with talking and explaining stuff and all those funny things. So now I'm trying to relaunch the game, but it started on a different window, and I managed to make it borderless. So at the moment you're not seeing anything, but it's coming. Trust me. Yep. Thank you, EA. Settings, display and graphics, video options, borderless. All right, we got it. So yeah, we're back, and we'll keep on playing Dead Space remake. Let me see. Let me check if the audio levels are okay. Just a second. Set up things. So now, thank you, EA. Settings, display and graphics. Right, we got options. Borderless. Just a second. So yeah, we're back, and we keep on playing Dead Space remake. I think the audio levels are fine. Just let me know if they're not. I just checked with my phone to make sure you guys can hear me correctly, and most importantly, can hear the game. So as I was saying, I managed to make it run in the window borderless on the right screen. I didn't do any progress since last time, of course, because I want to play for the first time on stream and record my thoughts on the game. And yeah, this is exactly where we left it off. And I didn't remember this guy was here, but it's all good. So since we are okay, so since we are live, I can just have this up. Perfect. No, it's not this one here. It's not this one here. I don't think I can understand the YouTube the YouTube user interface at the moment. It seems that I cannot. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it. And yeah, it's all good, guys. It's all good. So we're set for success. All right. So we are coming back from the hellish place. That was the, you know, that area from last stream. That was some sort of maintenance area. Oh, I hear something. Ooh. I think it's coming out from here. No? Oh, I missed. Well, I missed 3 shots. There were a little bit of panicky shots. But again, it's so good. This is set at medium difficulty. As I was saying before, it's the difficulty that, you know, probably the developer like most expect us to play. So again, all good. Oh, nice. So okay. All right. There's somebody. Huh. Somebody played a prank on me. Probably they're waiting me outside. So one of the things that the developer did was the fact that they don't want you to ever feel safe. Yeah, like games like Resident Evil had like save room where you could just enter there and save the game, and you know, you play like those that, you know, very calm, melancholic song that would tell you, hey, everything's alright, buddy. No problem, don't worry. That space is a little bit, you know, more gritty in the sense that they want you to feel tense for the way all the way through, and that is something that, you know, they want to keep your level of adrenaline always high. So even in this case, right, I saw the first thing that I saw was, oh, good items. So they focus your attention here. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot the most important thing. So they focus your attention here, and all of a sudden, all of your clues are dragged to here, and in this case, they tricked you into believing something was going to happen, but it wasn't. Why it wasn't going to happen? Well, I had a clue that it couldn't happen because this room here is too small for a close combat. So in this case, you know, I didn't expect that, but at the same time, I couldn't panic because I knew that, well, if they force me in combat in here, it's gonna be definitely very sluggish and very difficult to handle. And the most important thing when you know, develop a game is that you make the game play well. So in this case, yeah, jump scare, kind of. I know that from a game perspective, I wasn't really at risk. But now, I'm back in the, you know, in an area where I know that combat can take place. So I should be on my toes, let's say. Also, this game plays a lot the trick of spawning enemy behind you. I only remember, like, explicitly the first game in one particular section that it played that trick. And I don't know, it was kind of telegraphed because it was an area where you would pass over a corpse, and basically a new enemy would come up at you. So as soon as the new enemy came up at me and the music didn't slow down, I knew that it was a case of, you know, there was another guy, and probably it was the one that I just passed by. So from that moment on, I always make sure to double tap all the enemy. Oh, okay.
Data board reinstalled.
Yeah, great, but I didn't explore this bit here yet.
Damaged tram on track.
Ah, okay, that was a tram. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm talking rubbish, but I think they... I don't remember if the first Dead Space had this guide system. But yeah, it's you know, it's one of the... Basically, it's one of the innovation that came after, you know, the... Let's say, yeah, the PlayStation era. So from, you know, Xbox 360 onwards. That basically there were a lot of games that, you know, given technical capability of the consoles, were becoming a little bit maze-like, so a lot of closed environment, where you would explore one room after the other, and it would turn on like a maze often, and probably the most drop of the player keep on playing your game was the fact that they didn't know where to go. So from Xbox 360 generation, all the games like give you like pointer on what's the next objective. And to be honest, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have always the new objective pointed out. So if you're replaying the game after, you know, 1 week because of work, life, whatever, you're not lost. And I remember, you know, in games like oh, nice stasis finally. In games like the old Tomb Raider, sometimes that could be all of your game session spent trying to figure it out where you were before, what you did, and where to go next. So yeah, I kind of like it, but at the same time, it feels sometimes the game feels on rails, so it feels a little bit too guided, especially when you have the constant prompt, like, you know, a fixed UI on screen message to where to go next. So the games need to take, you know, otherwise, you know, it comes out like a Ubisoft game where you have all the markers and all constantly reminding you, hey, this is what you have to do next, always incentivizing you in doing something, because otherwise you wouldn't do it. So yeah, the game needs to be disciplined in how to use these tricks, and to be honest, I think we're moving away a little bit from that. There should be always like subtle hints, like Ghost of Tsushima, where, you know, the environment itself guides you to the next objective. Let me just bust this. Oops. But yeah, I like when it's done properly. So when it's subtle, when it doesn't interfere with the gameplay itself. For example, you can see that in this game the UI is, you can call it absent, but I would call it extremely clean and integrated in the game world. So it doesn't basically pollute the image. It's like, you know, living this experience with Isaac or watching a movie. The screen is always clean, and that, you know, puts an emphasis on the art style and the graphics that otherwise you would lose if you're constantly, you know, focusing on your progress and focusing on what's next. All right, so we have the status back. Perfect. Oh, this is like a little bit of a bug in the UI, so there were like two messages on top of each other. Still good. I don't know if we have like a space. I think we have a space limit, and I just reached my space limit. Well, we're probably gonna heal. So the save station is a little bit suspicious because, well, first of all, oh shit. Okay, well, they got me there. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, is a little bit suspicious because of the placement. So we had the save station not too long before this. It's in a hallway, so it's not like in an isolated room or like you know, a closed space where we cannot expect nothing bad to happen. And yeah, it was supposed to happen, I guess. So that was a little bit predictable, but nonetheless, creates atmosphere. You can call it a little bit of a cheap trick, but because we had just one of those events before, right? When nothing happened, nothing couldn't happen. In this case, yeah, it felt a little bit more realistic. All right, so let me check my objective and go exactly the opposite way, because that's what gamers do. Oh no, the bathroom. All right. Okay. So, two things here. First of all, the bathrooms in general in horror games, horror medium, they're like the worst place you can be. Second of all, environment telling. So, you know what's, yeah, environment telling. So we are, given a clue from the environment that somebody, took the time to write with their own blood, probably, or somebody else's blood. But, if they wanted to warn us, they should have been conscious and alive. So this would make me think that they were, they were the good guys, let's say. And what happened is that, yeah, this is like an environment storytelling, kind of gameplay clue. So I think I should expect something to pop out from above at this moment. All right. So, okay, some item placed in a necessarily not, they wanted me, to feel a little bit on the edge, because that's that body, and we know all about necromorphs and that bodies. So yeah, they wanted me to, shit my pants a little bit. Okay, so we have an ooh, the UI is scary. So we have a not so well meshed transformed here, and yeah, this is see, it has. I don't know what's on this throat. Either is it looks like, yeah, it looks like some kind of like vertex error there. Also, the ragdoll here is a little bit flimsy. The neck could be, yeah, the neck looks a little bit unnatural. I mean, it could be that, he broke his neck, but somebody must have like pulled his neck a lot, and well, I won't make comments. Everybody's neck is beautiful, let me tell you that. And here we go. So we are collecting all the possible help that we can get. See, the other thing that I like about, survival horror is that in an FPS, for example, let's say Call of Duty, yeah, you can grab some ammo and sometimes it's useful, but it's not vital. In a survival horror, like, every item is vital, so you would really go out of your way to make sure that you visited every space, because your survival depends on that. And there's always the trade-off of possibly encountering more danger when you're visiting a new space, but you do really need the resources. So that's a trade-off that, you don't want to go there, but you have to, but you really don't. So it's up to you, basically, doing the risk reward assessment, and make your own decision, and that keeps you engaged all the time. I like the fact that you pick up logs and you're playing and you can play, the gameplay is active when the logs are playing. This means that this means two things. Well, first of all, you can be attacked. so the gameplay goes on, and you possibly could find yourself in a combat situation. So again, that reinforced that sense of you're never safe. If you know, you don't have to pause to listen to the logs. You don't have to be in a safe room, or you know, being with a specific NPC or stuff like this. You keep on playing as it was before, and you might encounter danger at any point. So here, like now, Jesus Christ! All right, see, I'm wasting a lot of bullets. They play the come from behind trick, but yeah, the fact is that, right, in survival horror, when does it get... So, for example, okay, the first Dead Space, right? It has this incredible atmosphere that kept you on the edge all the time. But at a certain time, it got kind of predictable. And the main reason why it got predictable is that cause-effect, cause-effect scenario. Every time that you do something, something else might spawn, alright? So every action that you take, except, you know, with particular object, like, you know, but I think no object is safe. Here we go. So there's always like a trigger. Yeah, they play the come from behind trick again. So there's always like a trigger, and all right. So I can heal even if I don't have to. I would like to preserve my items, so I'm gonna leave that. Let's see if I have a small. Yeah, I do have. I'll use this. Yeah, in this case I would have loved to preserve my item, and I think I have to run here. Oh no, stasis, yeah. Oh shite. So, okay, in this case I have to claw engaged, alright? I have to run. Yeah, anyways, I would have prepared that there would be a way to preserve your item. I mean, one of the most frustrating thing. Alright, I got it.
Any luck moving that tram car?
You know, one of the most probably frustrating thing that really I don't think it.
But hurry, okay?
It adds more to the strategic aspect of the game rather than you know, actual gameplay and building tension. And then I probably need to press a button. Yeah, okay. It's the inventory system. I think it's a little bit of an old trope that with survival horror games you always have to have like inventory management, and it always needs to be like restrictive. Just here they play the trick again. You dealt with one enemy and one enemy comes from behind. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it really adds that much to the experience if it's not done in like a particularly interesting way, like Resident Evil 4, for example. That inventory system is always like, you know, applauded like one of the best, because it was a game on itself, basically. And it didn't only add like a level of strategy, but also some skill in organizing your resources. Plus the inventory in general was, you know, quite large, and the better you played, the better your inventory space will become. And that made it, you know, that made an incentive for the player, not just to be selective on what you get, of course, but also to be good at organizing your stuff, and also to play as well as you can in order to be able to upgrade your equipment. So that was a long rant about the inventory management. Personally, I cannot remember a survival horror that that didn't, like a good survival horror game that didn't have this type of mechanics. Every survival horror that comes to my mind, right now had this sort of, you know, thing that you had to stumble with, that either you love it or you hate it. I sincerely, I'm thinking right now, but sincerely, I don't think that the inventory. I mean, it's a fun part. Is a, you know, as I was saying, like a strategic element that adds to the experience. That, you know, it makes things a little bit more difficult. So you need to be a little bit more considerate, because you're not only scarce on resources. You're also scarce. So there's like a double gotcha, right? So they give you low resources. All right, I'll deal with that. And you can carry even less. So you do not just have to be, you know, good at managing your resources. You also have to be selective on what you want to carry with you or not. If a game mechanic though is so, I mean, if a game mechanic is implemented right, and what it really causes to the player is just additional time, or it's not really translating into an actual gameplay challenge that can, you know, translates to all the other parts of the game. Well, in that case, I think that the inventory limitation can go away. In Resident Evil, for example, the inventory limitation would also translate to the other parts of the game, because you, in certain situation, you would have to decide if you wanted to carry a specific weapon or not through your exploration. So yeah, in that case, probably, yeah, I have to admit that in that case, it would. I think it's an integral part of the game. In that space, though, you don't have. No, you do have some story. At least in the old one, I think you had it. Yeah. In that space, and more specifically, when you have this type of inventory where everything takes a slot. Does it make sense? I don't know. I'll have to think more about it. So far, I mean, it just pissed me off a little bit because I used a med kit that I couldn't carry, even if I didn't need to. I got that med kit. Why did I use it there? Well, I used it there because I didn't know what was going to happen next. Here they are. See, that sucks, for example. Oh, missed it. Where is gonna happen? Behind me? No, of course, this is like a separate instance of an area. So I don't think that the enemy can communicate, you know, spawn in an area and then move to the other one. This enemy is probably going to pop out somewhere in here. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling a lot, but yeah, I'll think more about the inventory management where we go forward. Maybe explore a little bit more of the weapon systems. If every item takes, for example, a single slot or not, and things like this. All right, so cold drum. Okay. Yeah, one of the other good advantage of always having like some sort of like marker is that sometimes the games are not good at communicating what you have to do. For all the time that goes into making sure that the dialogues are top notch, that the atmosphere is right, and things like this, sometimes you forget that that information needs to translate into a precise go to point A and do things B, you know? That it's what all, you know, most of the games are about in the end. You need to go to point A, collect thing B. Oh, this one can shoot. All right. So this one is a spitter. Oh wow. All right. So yeah, this one can shoot. I didn't expect that. There was not that much difference in terms of enemy skin. But yeah, the fact is that the games sometimes are not good at communicating what the player needs to do. And for a game developer, what the player needs to do could be obvious because you spent like the last, you know, 3 years working on the same map or on the same sequences of events. And there's no doubt in your mind that the player knows what you need to do. Then a new player that plays the game for the first time is completely lost. This is because you need to make sure that you are actually, you know, communicating clear information to the player. And the clearest way to communicate that information, that is usually, you know, as I was saying, go to point A and do things B, is to point at it. And that's why we have so many goddamn pointers in our game. Well, thank you for not waiting for me, by the way.
So you can get to the hangar. Comms are still down though, so
Yeah,
be
well,
ready for anything.
What's the plan?
You and Johnston fix up
they
the
look
kill.
suspicious,
Report to
huh?
the bridge. Standard emergency protocol.
What protocol? Hammond, people
So
are dying here.
I remember that that area over there.
We stick to
Oop.
procedure. We'll get
See,
through this.
these things I'm not sure that is,
We'll see.
you know, implementing light correctly. But anyway, because if it's that opaque when you put like a light source on it, should we be able to see that clearly what's behind it? Yeah, this seems like a little bit of a bug. Not a bug, like you know, not implemented correctly or something. Ooh, here's a proper bug though. So we have, see, this game is so well made that it's really hard to find, like, you know, artifacts and stuff like this. So we have the following going on. So we have a light source that is going on a section of a mesh with, you know, the same material as the one above, and it's causing flickering. Now, is it possible to understand what that flickering, why the flickering comes up? That should be the same material as the top part, but this one is creating issues. Huh. This is very weird. Well, it could have like different explanations. First of all, the glass itself is a transparent object, and transparent objects cause all sorts of issues when they're rendered, because they render it usually after everything else and then merged with the scene. So in this case we can see that there's like a transparent object with its own material that reacts, you know, to the light in a certain way, but it in front of like a standard material with, you know, with its own texture and stuff like this. The weird thing is that the other part of the material do not react the same way. In any case, I wanted to do GPU captures of this game to understand exactly how the rendering works. So maybe that will shed a light a little bit. Okay, so let's keep on playing. All right, so they got on the tram and they went away. That was nice. But now we are here, and apparently objective is to return to the Callion. All right. So I missed on the plot a little bit. I remember some parts from the first Dead Space. So be careful about the vents. Remember, we saw it. We saw it. We saw it on the message in the bathroom, on the friendly message written with somebody's blood. Haha. Okay. This I can hear people groaning. I don't know if it's the right word, but I hear people being monsters. Ooh, I missed that. Items, items, items. Nope, no items. Alright. And... oh, come on, I missed him again. I need to kill him before... ah, I got him. Kind of. The music didn't disappear. This means that the enemy is still in the area. By the way, nice volumetric effect. Oh yeah, the bug itself could have been the result of some of my settings, you know, just that do not agree with the game. Look at this volumetric lighting here. These volumetric effects. Fantastic, top-notch stuff. And by the way, I have to say, this game runs so well. I don't know what kind of like dynamic resolution is set on at the moment. We can see later the stuff when I take like a GPU capture of the game and we go in details, but the game has performance-wise has been great so far. This is how I like to... here we go. And let me guess, there's one behind me. Yeah! I knew it! I knew it! Two behind me. Is there another one? It's another one. Nope. See, they're pulling this trick a little bit too often. So in the first Dead Space, at a certain point, it became a little bit predictable. Not telegraphed, but predictable. Because once you pull the same trick more than once, your horror games loses one important aspect, that is unpredictability. So you are really on the edge when you don't know. You're scared of what you don't know. You're not just, you know, revolted by the enemies that are present, but you're unsettled by the unknown. That is like the most terrifying thing. So you don't know what's behind the door, you don't know what is gonna happen. You, as a game developer, you have a variety of tricks to pull off on your players, and the enemy comes from behind trick, it's great. It can be used to great effects, but at the same time it can be a little it can drag your game down if the player always expects that to happen all the time. So from this moment on, probably every time that I kill one of those necromorphs, I will look behind me no matter what, just to be sure. And it's the same thing about, you find a pattern that works, so you feel comfortable in that pattern, and that is the thing that makes you comfortable going through the game, and that what it nullifies the tension that, you know, it's present a lot in the first part of the game. So yeah, for developers, do not be predictable. That's the key. A game that does it, the non-predictability part, you can also achieve it with the variety. Okay. So a game that is extremely varied, like Resident Evil 4, for example. You know, the game mechanics is always the same, but they're used and they put you in so many different situations that it keeps you engaged for all the duration. I mean, keeps you on the edge because you never know what's going to happen. Hello.
Got on you. Is that blood?
Haley, I need you.
I think the blood disappeared as a result of
Overrun with
a timer.
fucking
But
monsters.
yeah,
You didn't hear anything?
What? No, the comms are still out. Isaac,
We need the Killian fixed now. Got a damage report?
yeah, it's there.
huh? She moves weird. Damage report. Thank you. She got a gun out of nowhere. That's fine.
Go!
I like the fact that Isaac took off his helmet to have a nice conversation with an NPC, just to show off some more of the actor's face. We have oh, this one has muscles, guys. This one went to the gym. And here we go. I'm missing. One of the things that they improved from the first game, well, not improved, they actually, and this is a muscly guy again. One of the things that they implemented differently from the first game is this flash mechanic. Basically, each enemy has a flash on top of their bones. So in order to actually cut the limb, you first need to penetrate to a layer of flesh, and that can be more or less,
All the primary systems are
you know, resistant to your bullets. Now, this system is good, and you know, I think I read some reviews that, you know, it's used more as you proceed into the game. The thing that I wanted to bring up is that the necromorphs animations are quite complex because of this dismemberment system. So when you cut off an arm or a limb, the necromorphs start to move differently, and that caused a lot of difficulty, you know, not just to this team but also to the previous team in development. This is why their variety in the enemy type is not as high as you might want. For example, in a, you know, in a Resident Evil type, you don't have the, in Resident Evil game you don't have this type of mechanic, and you have like lots of different, you know, enemies, or, you know, because each enemy has only one set of animations. In this one, you know, in order to achieve that effect, it costed so much, probably so much hours in the animation, you know, department, that couldn't generate as many different types of enemy, or radically different types of enemy as maybe they wanted. So in any case, I'm saving a lot, and I'm creating a new saves file, a lot, because I might want to get back to a specific save file to get some GPU captures later on, to see exactly what's going on from the rendering perspective. So if I find something interesting, I can get back to it later on and analyze it using some software to understand exactly how the rendering happens in this game. Alright, so we have an open door here, closed door here, but this is a bathroom, so I expect it to be a closed environment. Again, quite dangerous because they are bathrooms. Alright, and you don't mess up with bathrooms in this type of games. I mean, you don't go unprepared inside the bathroom. Of course, I want to explore it first because it's should be like a closed off area, and this means that it shouldn't be, you know, something that progresses me to the story and locks me out, and usually it has like interesting items. So again, no enemy encounter in the bathrooms. The bathroom space is not as big as you might think. So probably no. I think they could put like an enemy encounter in that amount of space. I would think so. So we'll see if we're ever gonna have an enemy encounter inside the bathroom. We will see. I would say if we play through all that space, we might not get an enemy encounter inside the bathroom, given how small they are. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, I remember this area from the first Dead Space. And yeah, here, there's a store. Huh, it's funny. I remember this, there's gonna, if I remember correctly, there's gonna be a necromorph encounter. Somewhere here. Oops. Sorry, man. It seems alright. Fuck this ship. It's a shitty capitalist organization. Alright. Well, why did you board it in the first place then? Glass is not destructible. Alright. Okay. No opinions on that. Yeah, now you can store stuff. So, alright. I remember that Space 3 when they when I got it on PC, they went through some stuff, some you know, gaming DLC type of things, and they had to give away all the DLCs for free to PC players. So the first time that I booted in, and I reached the store, there was like this continuous, oh, you got this new suit, oh, you got this new suit, and you got this new suit. It never ended. I was like, I never asked for this stuff. And also there were like some, you know, extra weapon that made the game so easy. So yeah, they definitely shit the bed with that one. So I don't know where these suits come from. I'm playing the game like, how much is, like 6 months from the release, and I didn't got the, I'm playing through EA Play, and I didn't got any like DLCs or whatever. So let me see. Legacy ring. Ooh. My question is, right, if I'm putting this on, well, we have the nice animation. That hides loading of the new suit. Oh, okay, so it's like the almost fully fledged. I like that. Yes. They could have curated the materials a little bit better though. Okay, so this behaves exactly like Resident Evil. And one of the curiosities that when they first developed Dead Space, it should have been like the Resident Evil in space, Resident Evil 4 in space. Now the question is gonna be, I put the legacy suit, I'm having an upgrade. Will the suit change? Oh yes, it will. They got it. Ah no, it restored to my old suit. Yes, okay. So they didn't create like a different version of the suit for every upgrade that you get, like they had in the original one. But what happens if I put back the suit now? I'm curious. We'll see. If they got it correctly, Isaac will come out with you know, original suit upgraded, and this is exactly as it was before. So no. The other thing is that on this suit over here, if you want to be picky, the materials are a little bit low textured. Yeah, you can see the low texture map, the low texture normal map in there. You know what? I'm gonna remove it. Simply because, yeah, I don't know. It's the upgradable stuff that doesn't change, and the fact that this is the remake. So let's go with the content that the developer wanted us to play with. The optimal content. Alright then. We have suited up Isaac in here. And we are going to shop a little bit. What do they have? Plasma energy. Power node. Oh, yeah. I might have needed that. I'm wondering if power nodes are unique to the shop, so I should have got that one before the upgrade, but I'm an impulsive. No, okay, I can sell this. Okay. Well, now, you know, we have a choice. We can sell stuff in order to get the node, because I'm not sure that the node is the same node is gonna be available at a different shop. But I think I can backtrack, so in any case, we'll see. Well, more credits, that's good. Yeah, I'll probably pass by later on. Okay. Well, the other horrific stuff in horror games, the horrific environment. Not just the bathroom, but also the medical sections. Nobody really has ever put like a dentist office in a game. That could be an idea. Yeah, because you have, like, you know, the thing that scares us most, like, you know, to be alone and vulnerable in the toilet, to be, you know, under the knife in a hospital, and the dentist. So why nobody thought about putting a dentist section on the Ishimura? That could be something that we can work with. Okay, so the lighting is fantastic. Yeah, not too sure about, you know, the perspective effect that this floor has. It kind of needs a little bit of anisotropic filtering going on. But I think I'm already all maxed out. I have a film grain on, but I couldn't really like notice it, except in some specific part, like, you know, when you where was it? Yeah, I don't know. It's very subtle, so it's good. I think we are maxed out in terms of anisotropic filtering. That is basically the filter that is applied to the textures in order to be sampled correctly when viewed at an angle and in perspective. I don't think we have like an option until yeah, so already maxed out. Yeah, well, but you know, the atmosphere, the lighting is fantastic.
Security clearance required.
Okay, so it's good that they have also, like, you know, in-game lore, like sponsors going on, billboards, stuff like that. Get to the medical deck. And now we also have the kinesis module. So now we can half-life. You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that the stasis uses, you know, like cartridges. And it's not rechargeable. Because that's something else. You know, that's something that push me not to use it, you know? Because I want to save as much as possible when I'm in survival horror mode. I actually think that survival games teach you how to save properly. Your resources, whatever it is, you know, money. Or be more frugal in your day-to-day life. Whoop. Why can I move this? I can move this because I can access this. Yeah, always check all, you know, the degrees of freedom that you have. Always exploit them at their most. So if you see something that seems like useless to move, just move it anyways. Scan rig to unlock workstation. I think I... That's weird. See, just like at the beginning, right? When you couldn't stomp until you had, like, the plasma captor equipped. Oh, she's still alive.
Gotta hold the line.
There are some stuff that, you know, for example, why couldn't I use that workbench?
They all came back.
Do I have to wait for the specific trigger? That is a little bit like forced, right? It would be, you know, it would feel better if you had like all the, even if it, you know, some people are gonna do stupid stuff and things like this, but if you have, you know, some basic things that Isaac can do, just make him do it from the start. Okay, so now we just had a new weapon, right? Probably good. This is like exactly like Resident Evil. Alright, so we're gonna have like an enemy appearing here. For sure. Maybe behind my back? Oh, it did scare me. But just ragdoll. See, I mean, ragdoll is cool, but it makes things a little bit floaty and unrealistic. Sometimes. I think ragdoll again should be used with a little bit more restraint. I mean, it makes no sense that, you know, Isaac's makes body levitate. And this, yeah, like this. I mean, this one's a bit realistic though, but it doesn't make sense though. Does he weigh like 5 grams? Does he? Does that body weight that little? All right.
Station now accessible. Thank you for your patience.
Well, that's cool. So you can travel around the world. Let me see how much credits do I have. 4,000. Yeah, because in the first Dead Space it was all like locked behind loading screens. Nice. Okay, and is this rechargeable? Is this unlimited? Probably is. This means good. This means I can save a lot of ammunitions with this. Yeah, is it? Maybe it's... Yeah, probably. I cannot see any counter for the, you know, magnetic thing. Alright. Thank you for scaring me with the noise of the incoming communication.
Nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
The morgue?
Yeah. But the
Evacuate
barricade
this
was
area
put together in a
immediately.
hurry.
Alright. We may be a
The
little bit too
hydrogen
late.
tank might blow it open. Just need a detonator, like maybe a shock pad. The coal could be through there if...
Isaac. The one who attacked us. I swear to God it was Chen.
You never swear on God.
I saw him die.
Never.
If they barricaded the morgue, maybe it was to keep something in.
Ooh, loot. Yeah, the other area that you don't want to go in is the morgue, probably.
Level 2 security clearance required.
So we have bathrooms, we have medical bays, and the morgue. But the morgue is such a cliche that in the end it might be like the most peaceful area. Maybe not when you have to deal with necromorphs, but anyhow. So we have more credits. We have also more stuff to sell. I would like to buy another power node, to be honest. But same issues before. See, I hate having to deal with stasis bug. Because that's something that I would really like to use stasis. But what about I don't consume, you know, inexpendable resources to do that? Would be great, right? Would be great if it could work as the magnetic thing, or it could recharge. We have run out of body packs. And we go this way then. And whenever the stasis is needed for a puzzle, we do have there the recharge spot. So what they don't want me to do is to use the stasis constantly in combat. That's what they don't want me to do. Which is fine, I guess, but you could achieve the same thing with like a rechargeable stasis. And that would make the combat a little bit more, I don't know, more deep, with more strategy. Okay, so they're telling me that I can impale stuff.
Hazardous
Wooga
anomaly
wooga.
detected. Quarantine activated.
Nice. Okay. Oh well. Ah, I didn't. Oh well, they're spongy, this enemy. Okay, so I should find something to grab. With the power of science. With the power of Coke. Let me see if I can find something to impale you guys with. Alright, right. Come on, another stick or something. Can I reuse it? Yes, I think I can. No. Oh well. I'm gonna cut you, I think. Look at that. So satisfying when you smash them, you know. They got that thing correctly. See, another rendering stuff. They put blur. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Looks a little bit weird. But it's fine, again, this game looks amazing. I'm just speaking out loud. So okay, if I aim here, right? I mean, it's good. So that basically they found an excuse for us not to. This is using, I don't know, magnetic superpower. It's good that they found an excuse to, you know, make us not reuse things. But I don't know. Yeah, probably it's better to not allow the player to reuse the same item over and over again when you need to throw them. It's probably a better compromise with it's a better compromise with you know, with the combat mechanics. Otherwise I will be always picking and throwing. Save as many as munition as possible. Huh. So they tell me to go. That means that there might still be an enemy here. So the common thing is that the plasma rifle, they say, is a little bit useless, right? And I agree, but I kind of still like it. I mean, it gives you that much needed fire rate when you want to just, you know, unload on a big monster. Disregarding any limbs. Come on. The other thing that I noticed is that, yeah, the damage that this necromorph do to you, it's quite high on average. Maybe it's because I didn't power the suit, but still, it's quite high. This might be because they're using like a lower number of enemy, so they need to make those enemy here. So before I just need to smash it, and then I can use this as projectile. Got it. Yeah, probably because at least in this first part of the game, they're using a lower number of enemy. I don't know how many enemies on screen can this engine allow for, considering that the game is also on console and blah blah blah, all that stuff. Yeah, the other thing, no reflections in the mirror. This is like typical. And weird behavior with a flashlight. No? Yeah, it's kind of weird behavior. Well, why, you know, why is it? It's very difficult to find games with working reflections in the mirrors. Notable example, I think Silent Hill 2 did it. Because basically, in order to have physically accurate reflections, you need to re-render the on mirrors. You need to re-render the scene, so you need to redraw everything from the point of view of the mirror, and this is very expensive to do. There are really no other solution if you want a perfect recreation of a mirror in game. So yeah, trust me, there's no other solution other than redraw the whole scene, you know, including shadows and whatever, as seen from the probably not the shadows now. You could avoid the shadows, but as seen from the point of view of the mirror. And this is what you know, stuff like ray traced would allow us to do easily. There's also some limitations on that, but so, you know, in order, basically is a cutting corner technique is just to make the mirrors not reflectable. And I would say, if you need to cut corner, just do not put mirrors. The other alternative is to reflect only the environment using a cube map, or some other, you know, approximation of the environment with other techniques that you have around. That is widely used, but it doesn't allow to render the player model in a third-person game, or the player itself in a first-person game. Notable examples of exceptions is Doom 3, for example, that allowed, if I remember well, that allowed correctly reflect your player model in the mirror. Not too sure. I think they used some trick for the environment behind the player, and that was used fantastically in a moment where there was like kind of an hallucination when you would look at the mirror and everything would turn to red, and then there was like a demonic thing, and it was done very, very well. That was one of the highlights of Doom 3, in my opinion. Okay, so I can upgrade the suit, or I can upgrade the plasma cutter. Do I need more capacity? I run out of bullets sometimes. Yes. Do I need more health? The monsters are causing me quite a little bit of damage, so I would say yes. Air? Nah. The fact is that... Alright. Air is almost obligatory. But the developers programmed the game so you can finish it without having all the upgrades. This means that they took into consideration the fact that you might not have got the air upgrade. This means that you can finish all the external scenes in space without having the air upgrade. This means that the air upgrades are useless. That's how I think. But they force you to get the first one, so they force you to waste at least one. Reload time. Reload time. And as you can see in the progression, they keep away the damage. That is like, you know, the thing that most people want to go for. And they want to make you spend stuff in less important stuff. So do I go for... Yeah, let's go for the reload time. Also, things to note is that the developers took in consideration that you can finish the game. There was an achievement on the original Xbox that you could finish the game only using the plasma cutter. So it makes sense to upgrade that first before everything else. Other thing, no, because I do not have any nodes. So that's it for now. Alright, so we are in the... Is this the medical? Yeah, let's explore some more. We're at the phase where we need items. We need lots of items. We need vitamins. Oh, that sucked. Anyways.
Oh, it's me.
Again. That's suspicious. Why is there a giant vent in your office? Expect for a monster to pop out?
Personal log, Dr. Nicole Brennan. With medication and zero-G therapy, patient Harris is showing improvement.
Thank God I upgraded the...
If this continues, there might be hope for the others on Aegis 7.
I upgraded
However,
my suit
Dr.
in order to have more room
Murphy
for the items.
He claims Harris's
Because those are
delusions
needed.
religiously significant. If I have to make a complaint, I will. I'm not losing my patient over unitology bullshit. Not again.
Tracking rig signal. Dr. Nicole Brennan. Rig location inconclusive. Manual rig tracking is available.
Side mission? What? Side mission? Alright, I guess we have side missions now. So, okay, this is interesting.
Precisely that. God's work. How can you say that?
So this is an hologram
These deaths at the colony.
that I think it's rendered intentionally at low resolution in order to make it look like, yeah, it's a technology that they have, but you know, it's not perfect. So as you can see, there's like noticeable aliasing, but it makes it look like it's just rendered at a lower resolution. So I'm not sure that they achieved the effect that they wanted. There's like a, you know, in this case there's like a digital effect applied on it, but yeah, that doesn't look too great. Note that that the light, no, does it react? So, I think I can illuminate the darker area of their body, and this means that you know, in theory I shouldn't be able to, because that's an hologram, that's an emissive light source, and you know, it should. I don't know how the hologram would work in this game, but it shouldn't definitely being able to react to another light source illuminating shaded part of the content that it's playing, let's say. Super stupidly nitpicky. Oh yeah, look, there is some form of reflection. In this case, yeah, it's using screen space reflection. Yes. You can see by doing this. Oh no, look. Oh, it's way better. I think it's still using screen space reflections, right? Look at the detail. The detail on like a secondary object is great. Yeah, I think it's still like screen space reflection. If it was screen space reflection, I wouldn't be able to see the, you know, the barrel of the gun in front. That's why I'm not able to. Yeah, there could be like other trick, but it's definitely not like an accurate reflection. But yeah, anyway. Alright, so we've been here. Quarantine is over, let's go. Let's go. No power. Maybe there's a way to power it up now. Maybe I have to come back later. Let's assume that I have to come back later. Whoa! I think we might go to the first boss fight. We might be going to the first boss fight. Huh. I don't take no chances, boy. Okay, so that is similar to a movie that I cannot remember now. What was the movie? What was the movie? I don't remember right now. There was a movie though that I think a girl was smashing her head against the window, against the glass window. Probably a zombie movie or something. Oh, I almost missed that. See, I like the pacing. For example, so far, no combat, only exploration. You know, taking your time, and then combat. See, it's not a constant like shoot, like, you know, Resident Evil 4 from a certain point, you know, in certain moments, let's say. It's more of, you know, a bit, at least this first part, it's a little bit more well paced. Alright, always checking behind. Just in case, just in case.
Level 2 security.
See, I think they put that for backtracking. And we got a node, see? It's a power station, there's a node. Here we go. So, I think we can go with the damage upgrade. Yes. Alright, all good. And we're moving towards the upper floor. Huh. Either the elevators or the doors. Hello, little fella. Oh, this is a new type of enemy. It's basically necromorph without the legs. Basically less limbs to shoot at. I think that was the easiest thing to implement. When you already have, you know, the necromorph to an enemy that is like a necromorph but just squishes around, it doesn't have legs. I'm just speculating, of course. I'm behind you. Nope. Alright. Maybe they didn't overuse the behind you trick. Maybe. Maybe they did. Who knows? Well, only time will tell us, right? Okay. Recharge stasis. 0G therapy. Oh, okay. So people tell me to go there, I'm going here. See, I'm always thinking about like the previous room that I was the one, you know, with the room with no power. Was I meant to open the door or not? I think not. I think not. I'm not totally sure though. It's nice, for example, that they gave me a side quest that I cannot do yet. That sounds a bit weird. Can you do this? Yes, but you can't, you know. I'm sorry. I know you'll be able to later, but why don't you give me the quest later? I mean, why? I think they want to build this sense of need to backtrack. So in this case, your forward track. Yeah, I think that's the word. I think that's the word. You're basically saying, hey, you'll be able to do these things later on, and then they tell you, hey, go back and do this thing that you missed. You know, stuff like that, in order to create some sort of continuity with all the, you know, content. I'm not taking any chances here. Okay, seems clear.
Entering vacuum.
Oh, this is cool.
Entering zero gravity.
Oh, nice. They remove any sounds like it was in the original. Are there any monsters? Nope. Monsters. What am I saying? Necromorphs. Necromorphs?
Exiting vacuum.
Here we go. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this. Fantastic. I mean, so far we've been like in very small spaces. And now they throw you into this gigantic, I don't know, reactor. What is it? I remember, yeah, there was like a similar place in the first Dead Space. And there were like tons of items scattered around. Yeah, they did the same. And the music creates a sense of awe. See the contrast between the small spaces that we were into and this huge area. This is what wows the player. That's you know, the sense of wonder, you know, excitement, unpredictability comes from. Oh, these were stasis pods. This guy's probably still alive. Wow. Anyway. Oh, I look at the animations. Wow, that's so cool. Hello. Yeah, it makes you you know, it feels that you're floating in the air. Makes it fun as well. And then you lock yourself.
Exiting zero gravity.
See, after an area like this, you give the player, like, you know, a room to recollect itself, to say, okay, so there are this like environment, but and beautiful and stuff like to explore, and you know, the it's bigger than you, basically, this whole story, this whole situation, but you're still in this situation. So
But I found some hydrazine that should work on the barricade.
yeah, go back in your little
Shock pad.
Okay.
like nightmare, and then when you remember, oh yeah, well, I still have to deal with all this stuff.
Entering zero gravity.
And I think there's gonna be enemy now, because again we triggered something, right? Whoa! All right, I'm gonna stasis you until like Okay, until they drop some items, they're not dead, I guess. Just one enemy. This is so cool, by the way. The animations on Isaac.
What the hell?
Loading screen
Shit.
masqueraded as a cryptid event. Oh look, there's a piece of glass floating here. And disappeared. No, it's there.
Entering vacuum.
Can I? Yes, I can take off here. Oh well, not very useful, huh? Okay, so this is I think it's some air, so please close the door, please close the door.
Exiting vacuum.
Alright, thank you.
Entering vacuum.
And we replenish our... Okay, so the controls are a little bit iffy here. Maybe just because I had that thing. Ah. See, no need to upgrade. No need to upgrade the air. No other items. Oh, what's that? That's an item box. Alright then. All set. Just to be sure. Huh. All these unorganized people living. Shit, okay, well this I didn't expect it at all. Alright, so these unorganized people, right? Where is my... Oh, it's there. Okay, so these unorganized people leaving their trash in 0G, huh? How embarrassing, huh?
God. Took one step out of the captain's nest and Chen, or that thing, he almost got me.
You okay?
I trapped him in a damaged escape pod. He's snarling like, this is fucked up. Hurry, Isaac.
There's somebody here. Alright, no. Yeah, I was just... see, they interrupted pacing before... I mean, they interrupted the tempo that they established with the monster before. So we had this, you know, this kind of rhythm about a new area that is calm. Combat, and then exploration. New area, you kind of explore it. Combat, exploration. And then what happened there was that we just entered a new area and bam, combat straight away. And it was just like a one-off enemy, just to throw you off. It wasn't even like a combat sequence. It was just like bang, the flash, and that threw you off basically. It's like the sense of unpredictability. This is more like a jumpy scare. That yeah, again. Can you use it many times? No, because they use the there's one behind you trick. Okay, so the one behind you trick goes up like 6. Let me see if I can just for fun. Next one, behind you count. We're at 6 more or less. I might need to make the size a little smaller, I guess. Let me see. Size, yeah, maybe the 256 is a little bit. Is a little bit too much. Okay. Can you see it on screen? Yes. I'm being generous. I'm saying like 6 times. Okay. I don't know. Let's be generous. Let's say that we only had it 3 times. Yeah. 3. I don't want to. Let's be super generous, okay? But we're keeping count from now on. All right. I'm being generous. I like this game, so. But still, I mean, it gives Isaac a little bit of neck issue if he constantly needs to look behind himself. Could you imagine the strain on your neck? And we go the opposite way. I think the developer anticipated this. Stasis. Fuck me. Thanks for the stasis discharge. Yeah, so in this case, that was well done. We didn't like expected a trigger, so there was no, or the trigger was like delayed. The event that spawned this monster here was delayed. This was in an unassuming corridor, and it was quite close to the door here, so your attention would be on the door, and then something spawns you next to you, and that scared the hell out of you. Alright, did we just witness a Dark Souls moment? In the sense that we're back to a place previously explored? If that would be the case, I would take the opportunity to save the game. Was there a save point here? There was a bench. Oh, I remember in Dark Space 2. In the Dead Space 2, you could select exactly what you were looking for in the minima, in the hint section thing. That was handy. So if you were looking for a save point, you could just follow the line, like I kind of do now. Okay. I get why they gave me stasis. This one's still alive. So many bullets wasted. Oh wow. Clear. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I think that counts as coming from behind. So this goes up to 4. It kind of was, because I was going in the direction of 1, and guess what? There was 1 coming from behind, so yeah, that counts. It didn't trigger it as probably they wanted to, but okay, now we have to go there again. So I'm gonna save here, and I'm gonna stop the second part here. And thanks for watching, and we'll keep on going next time.